Hi again, this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and I am doing the first of the year's Cut Above subscription program. So this is January, and I am going to go ahead and put together the two layouts for January. So I'm just showing what the backgrounds and what the finished product is going to look like. And I am not going to make any changes. I was thinking of adding a bunch of stuff, but you know what? I just want to show these as you get them and what you put together without complicating the matter. And because this is all really about having something quick to put together for people who don't have the time, which is completely understandable with having families and working and all the stuff about life. You know, this is perfect for you because this took me 34 minutes to put together, and I am thinking while I'm talking. I've overdubbed this, but I'm thinking while I'm talking, and so it takes me a little bit longer. So you could do it quicker, and you're probably also younger than me. So here we go. The great thing is we've got all these great die punches that are just super easy to take out. And you also have stickers that go with each of the layouts. Now I've gotten, every year I get the full annual because it's cheaper, much cheaper, and the shipping is free if you get an annual subscription. So I go ahead and get the annual subscription, and that means I get 3 packages a year that have 4 months in them. So I have January through April. So here we go. Now I'm just putting down these die cut punch out squares just as they're shown on the instruction sheet. So it's just super simple to follow. And if you don't do it quickly, then you don't have to redo things like I do. So that's the first page, and it's just really, a pretty little page. It's simple, it's easy, and the cool thing is with getting an annual subscription, I'm just kind of doing a dry run here. If you get an annual subscription and you diligently print out your pictures at the end of the month, then you can have a whole full album at the end of the year without feeling guilty for not keeping up. So it's really a win for you. And it also gives your pictures a nice, safe place to reside during the year. So here we go. And like I said, I'm just following the instructions and putting the little pieces down according to the picture. So what's nice about these layouts is the background is printed. And so you've got a lot of stuff that's already printed on there that makes it a whole ready to go layout for you. So I'm just putting down all the pieces, and then the white backgrounds are that's your photo mat for your pictures. Now, I tell you, the only thing I'm using the ruler for is I'm just kind of getting it. You can totally eyeball this if you want, because you can kind of do that by placing the mats where they are on the instructions. So I'm just making sure I have it right, straight. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up. So if you're going to do this, you want to add a little bit of dimension. So you need your own roll-on adhesive, which I use Tombow, but you can use whatever kind you use. And I also am using little foam pop-up pieces to add just a little bit of dimension. And I don't put the little adhesives on the area that I know is going to go over the picture, so I can slide the picture underneath the little embellishment. So I'm using these little, what do you call it? What are those things? Rectangles. They're from a shaker window I made. So when we have our shaker windows, you get the acetate and you also get the foam ring and to go around the shaker window. But the whole piece that goes around the shaker window, the adhesive, has all these little foam pieces on the inside. So I have just been using those nonstop. I've made a lot of shaker windows for cards, and you can make them also for layouts. You don't have to just keep the shaker windows for cards. So the little flower is a sticker. It's not one of the die cuts. And I'm also placing the little added hearts around. And look at how just a little white heart and a little black heart. I think it's actually not black. It looks black, but I think it's actually either charcoal or Harbor, which is a very, very, very dark navy. So I'm adding my extra pieces here. I love the little triangles that are catty-corner to each other. And it has, see, there's a little journaling triangle that goes there. So you always, when you put your pictures down, at least put the date and the place. And then if you want to come back and put the thoughts with them, it's always good to do it quickly because, you know, there's a lot going on in our lives. So there's a lot of stuff that we lose if we don't put it down right away. So I'm just putting these photos in place. And so these are all 3x4 photos that are going on these pages, this layout. I think they're 3x4, look like 3x4. So the 3x4 just means you want to, if you don't size it 3x4 when you're getting them printed, then you're cropping out some information, which chances are there's, you know, maybe some information on your picture that doesn't really add to the story of the picture. So it's okay to kind of cone down on the important stuff on your pictures. So, but I know people who just can't bring themselves to cut up their 4x6 prints. So in which case you'd want to get them printed at 3x4 at your local, I go to Walgreens, but there's a lot of places. I also use print services. So one thing with each box that I get, I also get a little 30 prints free from a company that works with close to my heart to print photos. And boy, they are spot on when they're printing. I mean, they're really, the woman that owns the company is really into photography and digital photography and making sure color is absolutely correct. And they do a wonderful job. So you can actually get your prints for free. So here we are. I'm just kind of putting all the little photo place cards on the backgrounds. And we're almost done with the first one. Honestly, both layouts took me 34 minutes. I speeded this video up 200%. Kind of doesn't look like it. It kind of looks like almost regular speed, but that's me. Anyway, it was 34 minutes. I made sure and looked before I started. So you also get those shiny things that flashed by were page holders. So the page holders come with each of the kits. So the only thing you're not getting is the album to put the pictures in. So everything is just ready to go on these layouts, which, you know, I just love. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got the papers going in the right orientation. Did you see me trying to get that piece of paper up? excuse me, that's printed down. That's how good it is. It looked like it was paper and not just a printed on the. I laugh at myself when I see what the things I do. So here we've got photo backgrounds, and I am lining them up with what's printed there. So I'm running the ruler across the top of the journaling, and then also on the bottom of the photo card, then I'm running the ruler along there so that the bottom of that piece gets lined up. And then you've got, a very nice looking coordinated. Now, I will tell you that I'm putting this piece down, and I really needed to put another piece under it. So if you're watching this and you have this, then there's another piece that you want to put down before you put this down, because I had to pop it up and to get it under there. So one thing about watching me do it is you'll figure out what not to do. I'm really good for that. Okay, so this is a 4x6. And I love that banner piece that's the background for the 4x6 picture. So I'm just putting the pieces in place, and there's all sorts of arrows and little areas of interest to kind of say, here, look at this picture. So it's kind of fun. I like the star. Like all the little arrows. This would be a good layout to put some boys' pictures on. Like my son, for instance, who's 26, who smoked us some ribs last night that were just ridiculous. They were so good. So he was a complete star, and so were his ribs. So, and actually, see, I have to cut this. Now I have to cut this up so I can scooch it under there. Making sure it's going to stick. And it goes in at an angle. Do I have the right angle? There we go. So that's how it... Okay, I've got that in place now. On to the next. So I've got some additional arrows that are getting put in place to just kind of say, look at this picture. And we've got some little stars. It's a really cute little page. So there's definitely additional things that you can put on there yourself. It's just kind of like how much embellishment or titles or whatever, additional titles to kind of explain your picture that you want to put on there. And there's certainly, space to do that. So I'm having a little problems with this letter. So I like this font. I have no idea what this font is, but I love the slimness of it. I do prefer titles that are all one piece, so you can get a chance at getting it straight. That's why I'm using the ruler. So I've kind of given up on the tools and gone straight to the fingers, which don't always help. Sometimes the tools are much better. But anyway, I think it says new beginnings or just beginnings. New beginnings, I think. So that could be a number of things. So my brain can go crazy. So if I put a picture of my son cooking the ribs that came out absolutely fabulous, it would be a new beginning for him as a smoker chef or barbecue artist or whatever. So it's a new beginning with him taking on cooking roles. It doesn't have to be, you know, a little boy or whatever. So I could totally do that, and I think I will probably use this page for that as soon as I get my pictures printed up. So on to the next page. And once again, I'm adding my foam pieces, my foam adhesive to some of the little elements to give the dimension. And, you know, I have to tell you, if you are new to scrapbooking, adding dimension to your pages just makes all the difference in the world, as does layering. So even though this layering is printed on the page, it still has kind of a dimensional look to it because they've used kind of the ripped paper look on that dark blue background there and also on the sage green above. And so the ripped look adds a dimension to it, but adding your own dimension is always good. And so, you know, I would say if you're starting scrapbooking, you know, layering things really adds to interest and takes away from just the flatness and not very interesting look of one-dimensional pages. I didn't understand that for a long time when I first started scrapbooking. So, but that's what's really cool about this subscription, is that you get printed on layers, and then you can add a little bit of layering yourself. So popping up with some foam adhesives is just such a super simple way to do this. I apologize for being off the camera. What is the matter with me? Don't know why I can't remember. I've got to tilt the camera towards me so it gets my hands. So anyway, I've got all the stars in place. I'm making sure that I'm not missing. I was missing one white star that was hard to see because it blended in with its own background, right? So there we go. It's a nice little page. I like all the colors with it. And there's all the arrows. So super cool. So if you haven't subscribed to me before, please subscribe and hit the button so you know when I've got some new videos coming. They come fairly often. And I will be working on the next, excuse me, subscription.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.